Alright everybody, and welcome back to ZSGO, the zombie survival game online. Today we're going to be taking the opportunity to do a re-review of this game as it has left the demo stage. Full disclosure before we get started, I was given a copy of the game to do a re-review here on the channel. I'll be sure to leave a link to their Discord channel as well as a link to their Steam page if you want to learn more for yourself after the video. To get started, we're first going to go over a few notable changes about the game, and then we're going to get straight into the talking points where we discuss the things that I had criticisms about last time and see how they've changed. After which, we'll go ahead and get into some further talking points. Hopefully, you all enjoy. Let's get started. One of the first notable changes that we're going to go over is the opportunity to go into a server browser. Now, you can host your own server, you can password protect them so that way only you and your friends can join, or you can just allow randoms in there, get into a little bit of PvP, or just do single player if you're more interested in going it alone and just doing some PvE. The next most notable change whenever you start up the game is that you're going to start on a beach instead of the safe zone. So zombies are going to become an issue really quickly. You do have the trusty knife with you, you have your bandages and stuff like that, you have your accessories which are your flashlight. So, the same basic starting loot, and the next thing you're going to notice is the new way that the zombies spawn. There seems to be a radius around the player in which a lot of zombies will occasionally make this shovel digging sound where they'll come out of the ground and begin to wander around the area. There are some just basic wandering around zombies, although these have been significantly reduced and the map's gotten bigger. So there's a lot more locations for you to go out and explore and loot for sure. Luckily, however, it seems that this mechanic that spawns zombies around the player does not seem to spawn the zombies inside of buildings. So you're not going to be on the second floor or on a roof and have a zombie just spawn right next to you. For the most part, being on a roof or at the top of a ladder seems to keep you protected. Now, the same can't be said for your base, but if you're able to get on top of an existing structure, you can of course avoid interactions with these zombies if you would so choose. The unfortunate part about the new zombie spawning system is that you're not going to see nearly as many zombies in points of interest anymore. Now, you will see a couple random ones walking around, and they do seem to spawn more frequently around these areas, but it doesn't really seem to be as much of a challenge. What I would like to see is the developers give players more options to control things like this, especially when entering a single player, like starting up a server and being able to host it with increased zombie spawn rates, or rarity of loot, or just increased loot respawns. Things like this would really give a lot of replayability. Next, I wanted to talk about mod support for the game. So this is more of a question to the developers than an overarching statement, but it would be nice to see some mod support for the game, as having the opportunity to allow your community access to mods will increase the game's longevity for sure. Now, some devs do not like to add these things in because it can be scary to see the game and the vision that they had in store for their product be altered by modders. But I was just curious if it was something that's going to be coming to the game in the future. The next thing we talked about was the bugs. So it's to be expected early on in development. Now, a lot of the bugs that I had mentioned before have been fixed. I haven't noticed any issues while changing magazines and having them be missing ammunition or failing to load. However, during gameplay, I have noticed one or two other bugs. If you tap the lean button too quickly, your hand kind of goes crazy. You can tap the lean button again and this will go away. It's just not visually appealing. The next thing we discussed was the audio. Now, the strafing animations and audio don't seem to have changed. I still kind of wish the sound effects were a little bit more centralized to our character, but I can live with it. And so, having taken a look at some of the issues I had with the game prior, and having the opportunity to play it a bit longer, as well as seeing how the game is progressing, I definitely would probably leave it with a rating around a 7. Is it going to be Game of the Year? Probably not. Is it a game you're going to get a ton of time out of? Most likely, yes. And I really do enjoy me a zombie survival game. And if you do too, as stated previously, there will be a link to their Discord, as well as a link to the Steam page if you're wanting to check it out for yourself. And so, would I recommend the game? I would definitely recommend going and checking out the demo before anything else, because as of time of recording, the demo is still available for you to try it out for yourself and see if this is something that you would enjoy. Alright everybody, and that's gonna do it for us here today. Thank you so much for stopping out. I greatly appreciate you. Hopefully you've enjoyed this look back at Zombie Survival Game Online. And you'll come back again real soon for even more reviews in the future. But before you go, get down in the description, check out all those media links, likes, follows, subs, all them fun things, and then take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones, stay healthy out there, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye everybody.